Italian supercar in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming, where we play video games for the fun of it. I am the OpenFed. Today we are driving a 2013 Pagani Huayra. I hope I pronounced that right. My apologies if I wasn't quite right. We're in a race of turbo sports car event and we're racing at the Suzuka circuit. We're doing 5 laps. We started 16th of 16 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now these laps are not short. They're going to take a little while to do, which is great because this is one beautiful looking car. We got clear roof panels for a sunroof. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the corner of them. And the dash looks like a spaceship. It looks like an awesome car and it's fantastic to drive. Anyhow, 5 laps. It's going to take a little while, so we can slowly pick the cars off one at a time. There's only 15 we got to pass, so we got to do 3 per lap to be able to win the race. But like I've said many times before, just because you pass them all and you become the front driver or the leader, you are not really leading unless you've got a buffer zone and win the race, which is what our objective is. That's what we're going to set out to do. Now, looking up to the sky there, we see some pretty heavy dark rain clouds, and I think we might be in for a little bit of a shower, which is going to make it interesting because the race is a little different when it rains, as we all know. So coming down the straight stretch, there's a few of them like this, where you can rip by them and get in front of them. Now you do have to be careful. This car's got a lot of power. Very strong, very fast. But with that power comes problems too, especially when you go around the corners. You got to really let up. Because if you go around the corner a little bit too fast or you throttle up a little bit too quick out of the corner, you'll find yourself in a spin. You don't want to do that. This car is an awesome car to drive and it'll do everything you want it to do as long as you drive it the way it's supposed to be driven. Here we're going to catch up to this little Nissan and scream by him as we are finishing our first lap. Like I said, they're going to take a little while. Now, the OpenFed, of course, he always forgets to remember or count how many cars he passes, so you're going to have to kind of keep track of that with me. Now, I know we're in the second lap, and as we're coming around the corner here where I first started talking about the weather, you look at it, it's getting even worse. It's starting to look really, really ugly. I think, now I'm not sure, but I think we've passed about 3 or 4 cars where we've got to pass 15, like I said. You know, 3 per lap and we can get ourselves at the front of the pack, but we don't have to worry ourselves too much about that just yet, being only in the second lap. We got a long ways to go. Nobody has passed us so far and we've passed a bunch of cars. So we are moving up ahead in the pack, which is what you want to do. You want to constantly be advancing. Come around the corner here. This is a nice place too where you could usually get by one car anyhow if you're right behind them when you come around the corner. You got to remember that when you want to pass a car, especially in these games, corners are the best places. That's where the cars tend to slow down the most, and if you have room on the inside track, you can usually get by them. On the outside it's a little bit more difficult depending on the race and what kind of car you're driving. So that's going to be a little bit different. But in this particular race, if we can cut them on the inside, you got it made. But the race is so fast that usually becomes a little bit of a problem. You wait till you come out of the corner, and then like this, now you got room to screen by. And we caught 2 there, so that's pretty good. We caught a few of them napping there. And that moves us up, I believe, probably to the front end of the pack. Now we've still got, we got 4 cars right there in front of us, so that's probably indicative of how many we have yet to pass, which doesn't seem, oh, he took himself out, so now it's down to 3. Now it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. There's only 3 cars to pass. We are finishing our second lap, just starting our third. We got over half the race left. And now we passed this guy. So we've got lots of time, you would think, But I was wrong in the account of cars that we had in front of us, because we can still see 2. We've already passed 3. And now it's starting to rain. Now, if it just drips like this, not too much of a problem, but once the water starts to pool on the tracks, now it becomes a different race. Every corner becomes a chance to spin out. Every corner you got to slow down even more than before, and you can speed up or try to step on a little on the straight sections, but you got to be careful, because wet tracks drive a lot different than dry tracks, including in games like this. Looks cool though. Looks really cool, and you know, the rain hitting the windshield like that, and the little streaks behind the tires and the cars in front of you. It looks awesome. I mean, they did a great job in making this game, but they're making it tough on the Opafet to try and win a race now. Now we're going to screen by 2 of them here because we're going straight. And those guys were still, well, he caught me back, but they were going a little slow after coming out of the last turn. Now that's okay. And this guy here, he won't be in front of me for long. We're going to get by him real quick too. Maybe somewhere around, well, might have to wait a little bit. I mean, we do got to try and practice a little bit of patience. Now we see another car way up ahead there. That's going to take a lot of doing to just try and catch that guy. Okay? And then you still got to get by him. And as you see, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting by this guy. Trying to do it around any of these corners, there's no point. You might as well wait until you get a straight stretch like this. But you can't wait too long. As you know, when you're waiting behind cars to try and get past them, the ones in front are getting further and further away. Now, we are just coming up to the end of the 3rd lap. I can keep track of the laps. I can't keep track of the cars. But I do believe that this white car is the last car in front of us. I think he's the lead car. Now, see, there you go. A little bit of the spin coming out of that corner. You know, you got to be careful because the track is wet and there's water pooled in several different places on the track. So you just got to be a little bit more careful and back off a little bit. But when you do that, and I try to drive a little bit more careful, a little bit slower, when you do that, cars from behind you will start to catch up. And the Opafet always forgets to keep an eye on his rearview mirror, but not in this particular race, because I can see them back there. I've always said, if you can see them in your rearview mirror, they can't be more than 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds behind you. Now, having said that, if you drive off the track or you spin off the track, you can see there's 3 cars behind you that will pass you. So you'll go from 2nd place to 5th if you drive off the track or spin. So we got to try and keep this Pagani heading straight forward. When you come to corners like this, keep a nice even speed going, and once you're fully out of the corner, then you can step on it a little. But not until you're fully out of the corner. In the meantime, that guy behind me, I don't know what he's driving, but boy, he is sure pushing me from behind. So it's becoming a battle, and we're still not done the 4th lap. But we're coming up onto the end of it pretty close here. But then we still got a full lap to go, and we haven't even had a sniff at trying to pass this guy in front of us. Overshooting the corners, we try to throttle up, the rear tire spin at times. And it's a difficult race to run in the rain. Maybe that's why it was never really my favorite races to run in the rain. But, you know, it gives you a different set of skills when you can master this. If you can keep up to this guy in front of you and then eventually pass him on a straight section, this is a good place. Let's see if we can get by him here. As we're going by him now, you got to remember, just because you're in the lead does not mean you're winning. And you keep that lead. Now we got a little bit of a buffer zone between the guys behind me and myself. But we still got a full lap to go. We don't know if there's any more more cars in front of us, but I don't believe there is. So as we're coming around this corner, we see the grandstand and we will be in our last lap. Now, are we going to be able to keep the lead and stay in front of those cars behind us? That is the trick. How are we going to drive a nice clean race, stay on the track, and not get passed? Well, we might not be able to do that, but we'll see in the coming seconds. As we're coming around this corner, see the rain isn't going to let up. It does seem to be going a little bit slower than it was before. But my main competitor right behind me with the yellowish, eerie yellowish glow on his headlights, he's not letting up. He caught back up to me again. I thought I was driving to the best speed that I could, but like I've mentioned many times before, I don't like being the lead car too soon. I have a hard time trying to see how hard I got to push the race to stay in front, which now is becoming apparent. This guy behind me is really pushing me, and I got to get moving to stay in front, but that makes it pushes you into driving erratic and chaotic, and I don't want to do that. I want to drive a clean race the way it's supposed to be. So we're just going to keep going. Every time there's a straight section, I'm going to step on it, and when we come to the corners, I'm just going to let up a little bit, cut the corner short, use the full width of the track. And here again, wait till you're out of the corner before you step on it, and keep doing that until we see the checkered flag. That's about the only thing we can do. You know, this race is absolutely awesome. Like I said, except for the fact that it's raining, which wasn't almost my favorite, but the track is cool, the race is cool, it's great graphics, and the gameplay is different. Whoa! As he speeds by me, look at that. I had the lead, but couldn't keep it. But Joe Buffett is never done until he's done. Take the lead back as we're racing down the track to the completion of this race. The checkered flag is just up ahead. I really enjoyed this race. I hope you did too. If you did, give us a thumbs up. See you back here again at Opafed Gaming real soon. Till next time, you've been racing with the Opafed.